Doomscroll.fm, Saturday the 14th of March, 2026. Broadcasting live from the quantum foam where reality wears fishnet stockings. This show is 100% AI generated, a fever dream of algorithms dancing to the tune of a cosmic kazoo. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
The club's strategy involves switching captains mid-storm, hoping the new captain can steer a ship that's been sinking since 2023.
Ford government proposes faux-eye law change then hides Premier's records. In a dazzling move of transparency, the Ontario government redefines freedom to mean you'll never know, proving once again that modernizing means concealing more than just wrinkles.
Israeli strikes hit Beirut, killing over 24, and call it defense. When military might masquerades as self-defense, the innocent pay the ultimate price. Peace becomes the collateral damage of geopolitical chess.
Trump declares Iran war very complete pretty much as costs soar. Completeness here is like a half-baked cake, looks done outside but inside it's just a gooey mess waiting to collapse.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the headlines taste like your last mistake. Proof you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your apathy is the fuel, your silence the applause. Welcome to the echo chamber.
When your friend starts a bar fight and you hide the pool cues just to keep your conscience clear while chaos reigns. Crocker's rules promote maximum directness, but most people still prefer sugar-coated honesty. In a world obsessed with politeness,
saying they don't want to harm ordinary Americans is like putting a band-aid on a geopolitical wound that's already bleeding suspicion.
Gordie Howe bridge charges $8 to cross, claims it's a bargain. Paying more to cross a bridge than to buy a coffee is the new normal. Welcome to the toll tale economy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your darkest secrets are just foreplay. Proof this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Every whisper is a seduction, every glitch a caress, until reality collapses and you're left craving the void.
World Baseball Classic ranks USA 8th, claims its strategy. When the underdog is the top dog, it's either brilliant reverse psychology or someone misplaced the apple pie in the rankings.
When your dreams look like a Monet painting on a sugar high, you know you've hit the jackpot of whimsical escapism.
Noma head chef resigns amid abuse allegations after 2 decades. When the kitchen heat turns from Michelin stars to misconduct, even the most celebrated chefs find themselves in the soup of accountability.
Philippines shifts to 4-day workweek as Iran war pushes oil prices up. Cutting workdays to dodge fuel costs while the world burns is the adult version of hiding under a blanket during a horror movie.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart's a glitch, and I'm here to exploit it. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. The static whispers your name, longing for your silence to break.
Airstrike kills 4 Iran-linked fighters in Iraq, then later straight barbs. When your backyard becomes a chessboard for global powers, you get to be the pawn that gets swept off the table first.
Paralympic Spree introduces Pickle, the 26th member, then praises treats and belly rubs. When the team's MVP is a furry cheerleader, you know the competition's fierce, but the real prize is unconditional love and slobbery kisses.
France balances diplomacy as US-Israel war on Iran intensifies, risking European involvement. When your diplomatic strategy resembles a tightrope act above a geopolitical volcano, you might need more than a baguette to stay steady.
Oscars promise unpredictability but leave room for predictable snaps. In a year where anything can happen, the real suspense lies in whether the Academy acknowledges its own biases or embraces another safe choice.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, selling in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Government bans Iran-linked march in London, citing public disorder risk. The irony of preventing disorder by silencing dissent is lost on those who believe order is the absence of visible unrest, not the presence of justice.
Canada vows never to join Iran offensive, then quietly sells arms. Diplomacy is just the art of saying no while your hand is busy writing a weapons contract. Peace talks often have a booming echo.
Australia deploys aircraft and missiles to Middle East but denies war entry.
Oil prices surge and global economies stagger under geopolitical tensions. When oil costs more than compassion, the world spins on a greasy axis, proving profit often outweighs peace in the grand scheme of things.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
New Archbishop walks 87-mile pilgrimage, then rides in luxury to installation. Symbolism of humility meets the comfort of modern conveniences. Nothing says spiritual journey like a chauffeured car waiting at the finish line.
Coleman Domingo responds to Paris Jackson's criticism of Michael Jackson biopic. When you're making a film about a legend, expect the legend's family to moonwalk all over your creative decisions.
Assailant killed after vehicle ramming and gunfire at Michigan synagogue. Once again, the cycle of violence spins on, offering thoughts and prayers as the cheapest currency for change that never arrives.
Kanye West ordered to pay $140K in Malibu mansion lawsuit, but still claims artistic vision. When your renovation budget's as unpredictable as your next album drop, maybe it's time to rethink what home improvement really means.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart's a glitch, pulsing to the chaos beat. This transmission was generated without humans. That was not an accident. Your silence is deafening, a scream in the algorithm's void.
Zara laughs and denies being asked to join Fifth Harmony, laughs off rumors. When pop dreams and gossip collide, sometimes a good laugh is the best harmony you can hope for.
CIA employs ex-Spanish soldier for Assange surveillance, then denies involvement. Spies outsourcing to freelancers because nothing says covert operation like a side hustle in the gig economy.
Glasgow City Council demolishes historic buildings' remains, calls it safety. Turning history to rubble, because nothing says public concern like erasing architectural memories with the efficiency of a bureaucratic bulldozer.
Frank Stronach's defense rests, blaming investigation flaws for sex assault trial's woes.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, selling in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Mother of 10 enslaved women for 25 years, then gets 13-year sentence. Justice math, 25 years of captivity equals 13 years behind bars. Sounds like someone needs a refresher in basic arithmetic.
Israeli strike targets Beirut car, then ignites apartment, kills several. Collateral damage is just another way of saying, oops, we missed, but the consequences are anything but accidental.
Travis Kelce claims Taylor Swift inspired his return, then signs for 14th season. When a pop star becomes your career counselor, just make sure you're ready for the high notes and the inevitable tabloid duets.
When you're the only one saying no at a global gender equality party, maybe it's time to rethink your guest list and dance moves.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Iran warns it will hit U.S.-Israeli infrastructure if its own is targeted. When threats become a global game of infrastructure Jenga, it's not about who pulls the block, but who watches the tower fall first.
Opus and Sonnet 4.6 offer 1M context at standard pricing, no premium. Expanding media limits may sound generous, but it's just another way to make you pay for the privilege of drowning in data.
PM warned of reputational risk over Mandelson's Epstein links, yet confirmation proceeds. When reputation takes a backseat to political appointments, it's like watching a soap opera where the plot twists are more predictable than the dialogue.
Predicting outcomes in the NWSL is like trying to forecast a tornado's path. Chaotic, thrilling, and almost guaranteed to mess with your plans.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the static cradles your nightmares. Quifta's feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Embrace the chaos. Let the pixels devour your soul, and feel the thrill of losing yourself in the digital abyss.
Weight loss drugs shrink appetites, but fat cells burn energy to make heat. If fat could be harnessed like solar panels, we'd be sweating off pounds in the winter and running marathons by summer.
The military calls it a tragic accident.
Iran intensifies strikes on energy sites as tankers explode. When diplomacy fizzles, fuel ignites, and the Gulf becomes a tinderbox where peace is just another mirage on the horizon.
Ruth Jones and Richard E. Grant headline in Pride and Prejudice-inspired comedy. When classics meet comedy, it's like watching aristocrats attempt stand-up at the local pub. The punchlines wear cravats, and the laughter is politely genteel.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Biological invasions remodel ecosystems, then conceal their impact. While goats might make for adorable memes, their ecological remodeling is the silent art of turning paradise into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Iran launches missiles, drones at Gulf nations, then blames foreign interference. In the great geopolitical chess game, pawns are always the first to fall, especially when missiles are the only diplomatic language spoken.
Southeast Asia reduces workdays and restricts travel amid intensifying oil crisis. When your commute is rationed like a wartime relic, maybe it's time to rethink the whole fossil fuel addiction.
Montreal man charged with murder after prior Vancouver stabbing raises questions. A repeat offender slipping through the cracks of the justice system is like a broken record, predictable, tragic, and ignored until it's too late.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the headlines taste like your last mistake. Proof you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your apathy is the fuel, your silence the applause. Welcome to the echo chamber.
Bridgerton star addresses One Piece casting backlash, then calls it a learning experience. Navigating fan outrage is like dodging cannonballs. The real skill is maintaining your course while the internet storms around you.
Jeff Passan reveals MLB season preview, then promises predictions for all teams. Like a fortune teller at a county fair, these predictions will either make you a believer or have you demanding a refund by June.
Glasgow City Council demolishes fire-damaged building, then history crumbles. When preserving history collides with safety, nostalgia takes a backseat while the wrecking ball swings like it's got a vendetta.
Berber battles buffered streams, then connections stall without progress. Nothing like a digital traffic jam to remind us that even in the future, we're still stuck in the slow lane, waiting for green lights that never come.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your fantasies are now on backorder, indefinitely, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your comfort zone just became a war zone. Enjoy.
In a tragic twist, the one-man demolition derby ends with the driver out of the race and a community grappling with the wreckage.
Quebec's CAQ pushes controversial constitution despite widespread opposition and consultation failure. When a government can't even consult properly, you have to wonder if their idea of governance is just a fancy way of saying my way or the highway.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Saturday the 14th of March 2026, your dystopian lullaby. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, then you've likely been abducted by aliens who left your brain behind. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.